Welcome, everybody, to the Friar Talk podcast. Today, we're going to be recapping the Red Series. Overall, I thought this was a really fun series. A lot of base runners. Padres left a lot of guys on base. So did the Reds. The series ended in kind of a sour note with the Jurickson Profar drop ball in the ninth inning, but it was a little bit frustrating for him because everyone's kind of seen how he's been struggling at the plate. And then yesterday, he has 2 doubles, and then the game ends with that. But overall, solid series. The Reds I think they're a pretty underrated team, but you have Winker, and they have a couple big bats. So I think that leaving the series with a win on the road, I liked it. But Chase, what are just your overall thoughts on this series?
We did good. The bats are still alive compared to as they were earlier in the season. That's always good to see. You can say like some things were mishandled. I don't know why Pham didn't start that last game. I really don't like Profar in the outfield because we've seen him in the outfield. He'll either make a really great play or you look at him and you're like, why are we still playing you in the outfield? And we saw that yesterday to end off the game, and that really put a sour note on things. But other than that, everything was great. We kind of saw Grisham, kind of single-handedly win us a game. You could say it was the rain, but I would just prefer Grisham because that's a better story. The pitching was, for the most part, good. Snell kind of went down, and the bullpen came back, and it was like, hey, you know what? We got this game. Don't you worry about it, though it's kind of concerning because we already have an overtaxed bullpen, and having those days and having Lamet also get hurt just kind of, throws dampers on things and make you question what are we going to do for the rest of the season. But otherwise, love the series. It was a great series win other than last night.
Yeah, nothing to complain about. Joe Musgrove had another, it was kind of a tough outing for him, threw a lot of pitches, but he got the win for it. And, he kind of deserves that win because he's had some really good outings where he's taken the loss or had a no decision. So, he kind of deserves to have that one. I didn't throw very well, but I got the W for it. He deserves that. Overall, very good hitting from this team. Everybody's bat stayed hot. Tommy Pham is still on an absolute tear, and I completely understand why Chase was a little upset that he sat. I was too. I understand everybody needs their maintenance day or their rest day. And he came off the bench and he had an amazing, one of the best at-bats I've seen this season. 9-pitch at-bat, lots of foul balls. He really fought hard and he was able to get one back up the middle, poke it up the middle, bring in 2 runs, and just had a really productive at-bat. And obviously having Profar out there, and Chase brought up that for every good play Jurickson makes, there is a bad play somewhere in there. And I think there was a perfect example of that yesterday. It makes a really good play down the line on I forgot who hit it, but it was a really good play down the line that he chased down and got a good jump and everything. And then he comes in the 9th inning, kind of unfortunately cost us the game. It's hard to place the blame all on one person, but that would have been the last out. That would have been the second out of the inning, which would have led to the last out of the inning. And the Padres don't really lose in extra innings, which I think we would have won that game for sure. Would have ended up sweeping the Reds, but Padres are still one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. Nothing to complain about. Still going to go into this next series fully expecting some wins and for the bats to stay hot.
Yeah, I like that you brought up how hot the bats have been. And also, I would say maybe one of the early issues with this team was they weren't hitting for that much power. You're starting to see the power come alive, not just in home runs either. A lot of gaps. Like I said, Profar had 2 doubles. You saw Pham get a couple of extra base hits this series. Like you saw a lot of guys really bringing the power. Grisham, amazing game on Wednesday. I don't know if you saw, but someone tweeted out like, "Wow, this game's about to end. Grisham needs to come up clutch." And then like the next pitch, he hit a grand slam. So the tweet blew up. It was pretty funny. But Grisham being in there, and we know he's a streaky hitter, but when he's on, good luck beating the Padres because that dude can absolutely carry. We also talk about that with Will Myers a little bit, and he's been struggling, but Will Myers is still playing how he usually plays. Had a home run in the Tuesday game. Tatis did as well. Tatis and Manny, not like on, like super on right now, but the other guys have been able to step up. Cronenworth he had a rough game on Tuesday, left 10 guys on base. But on Tuesday, they were still able to get the win. They had a lot of hits. Looking into Thursday, though, I think you're starting to see the bullpen's getting a little bit tired. The Padres as a team allowed 15 hits on Thursday. That would probably be the biggest area of concern. The bullpen was pretty good overall in high leverage spots. And like you said, Melanson, I think he kind of got let down in that just by the Profar drop. And I know he's been struggling lately, but it's tough to give him to look at that and give him put all the blame on him. So I didn't like that, but overall, bullpen is really overtaxed. Tuesday, they were able to come up really big with a win. I think that it's just they're in one of those spots. Also, I want to bring up Musgrove. He came out, struggled in the first inning, and that was a day where there was so much pressure on him to go a long time, and he settled down and did that. That was really big for this team. So got to shout out Joe Musgrove. Dude has been amazing this year, and he struggled in that first inning. The Padres were able to come back on a day where apparently everyone in baseball had no issues with being down 4-7 runs because a bunch of teams came back. The Brewers came back down 7-0. Padres came back down 4-0. And the Angels came back down 7-0. So that was a crazy day for baseball. But overall, the bats and this whole team is getting really, really fun right now. So it's a great time to be rooting for the Padres. They're getting hot. I was on 2 recordings ago. And I brought up that I think that the Padres have a chance to be in first by the All-Star break. They're 2.5 back right now from the Giants. And the Giants have lost 4 in a row. Tough game today against the Phillies, but I think that they're starting to get hot, and they're getting hot at the perfect time. So hopefully they get to this Nationals Rockies homestand and just start dominating, because I really think they have a chance to come out in first. But anything else you want to add to this series, Chase?
No, I just think I had Grisham as my series MVP. He may have not been that, but hey, you know what? He won us a game single-handedly. You can never go wrong with that. And, hopefully he continues to grow and be this, top 10 WAR player that we all see. And hopefully he starts getting recognition around the league because, he is probably one of the top center fielders in the league and he's not talked about.
Yeah, I remember I was thinking about going with Will Myers. Good thing I swerved away from that. I went with Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham had a great series. I don't know if who did anyone perform better? I don't know if anyone performed better than him, but he was outstanding this series. Just a really good series from this team. Even though we did end up losing one, you are going to lose a couple games like that. The Padres have been stellar every time they go into the lead with the ninth. It's very rare that they end up losing. So that's going to happen throughout the season. The Giants are starting to look like they're going to be on a skid here soon. I think everyone should have expected it. I don't think they're an amazing team. I think they'll be hanging in there throughout the season, but I do overall think the Padres and the Dodgers are a much better team than they are. So, yeah, that's all I got.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so this is the last time the Padres will play the Reds. Unfortunate, almost ended the season on that 7-0 against the Reds, but it wasn't the case. Unfortunate on that Thursday game. But overall, I still think Padres are playing great baseball. Was it 9 out of their last 10? I think they've won. And if not, it's 8 out of 2, and 8-2 in their last 10. So they've been really, really good. And hopefully they just keep carrying this momentum into Philadelphia and then back on the homestand. But I think that's going to do it for today's segment. So we will be back tomorrow talking about Tommy Pham. And then on Sunday, we're going to have a segment out